Common whipping. Today's little exercise is I'm going to show you how to do common whipping. And basically common whipping, in the old days it used to be used for preventing ropes from fraying at the ends, etc. So at the end of a rope, so if this was for example the end of your rope, at the end you'd put some common whipping in place there and it would stop the rope itself fraying. Nowadays, however, it can be used as a decorative knot. It's a very, very simple knot, or it's not even a knot as such, I don't think. Yes, it is, there's a knot underneath, but it's just a very simple way of covering a length of pipe, piece of wood, walking stick, something like that. I can remember years ago, a lot of the sailors, when they had fixed blade knives, they would actually cover the handle of their knives with some common whipping, which not only made it decorative, but it gave them something good to get a grip of. So to actually do the whipping itself, we take our paracord. I personally think that paracord is a little bit thick for this thing. I usually when I'm doing common whipping, I use a much thinner cord, but I just want you to be able to see it. And that's the reason I'm using paracord. This is 3mm paracord. It's my black-red camouflage paracord. And the first thing that we do is we actually lay the paracord. Let's see. Alright, so we've got our piece of pipe here. We take our cord and we basically run it along the pipe, the area we want to cover, like so. So basically what we've done is we've formed a loop across the top of our pipe. And then the next thing that we're going to do is we will take the long end, the working end here, and we're going to start wrapping it around our piece of pipe. So basically all we've done is we've gone round the back and come over the first one. And then what we're going to do is just keep going round the back and bring it over. And so all we're doing is just basically wrapping the cord around our piece of pipe and pull it up as tight as you can, because it's not the best example. This pipe is very, very slippery, and so is the paracord itself. But you can see here now that I'm starting to form a nice spiral going down the length of the pipe. And what I'll do is I'll keep doing that, just keep going round and round like so until we've covered the area that we want to cover. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop for a second, cover a bit more, and then come back on that. Okay, so as you can see, I've done a bit more here. I've just kept going round and round my pipe. So I'll do a couple more turns here, pull it tight, round the pipe like so, bring it up, and then I'm just coming to the end of my cordage here now. So obviously if I wanted to cover more pipe, I would use more cordage. So we now have a decorative covering on our piece of pipe here. The next thing I want to do is I want to lock this into place. So what I do is I then pass the working end through the loop that I created at the very beginning. So there it is through the loop at the very beginning, and what I do, don't let go of anything because it will come unravelled. And then here, if I pull on this piece of cord here, you will see that gradually as I pull on it, it is pulling up my piece of cord at this end. And gradually as I pull on it like so, and you can see here now it's started to lock this into place. Just go round and push it all up tight, and now you can see locked into place here. My free end is down here, and this is actually not coming undone now. Now if I want to, I can pull even harder, and eventually by pulling harder I will eventually pull this piece of cord in underneath the turns that I've done around this piece of pipe. Finally, I would then go, once I've got it tucked in under nice and tight, when it's not going to come undone at all, I will then cut off this end nice and flush, and then we can leave it like that if we want, or if you want to make it a little bit more decorative, possibly tie a small Turk's head at this end, another Turk's head at this end, same colour or different colour, just to make it look a little bit more decorative. The next thing I would do as well is, if we're going to actually be gripping hold of it on a regular basis, I would probably coat this with a finishing solution, and the finishing solution that I use is I use a 50-50 mixture of PVA glue and water. So 50% PVA glue, 50% water, mix it all up and then apply it with a brush and allow it to soak in to the actual cordage itself. And then let it dry. And then once you've let it dry, not only does it give it a protective covering, but it glues all our strands together. So in other words, sometimes when you're pushing hard on something, it can cause it to open up a little bit like that. And you can see there, it's slightly spread the cords apart there. But by having it glued, it prevents that from happening. And also the other good thing about having that finishing solution is that if it gets dirty or grubby, all you need to do is get some warm soapy water and just give it a nice wash, and then it'll bring it back to its original colour and shine. So that is the common whipping.